I walked into a meeting with receipts. My manager walked in with a folder. Only one of us was prepared for the truth, and it wasn't the one holding the folder. Let me give you some context because this didn't start in the meeting. It started weeks before when something kind of felt off to me. I was working under this manager and nothing was just obviously wrong, but you ever get that feeling where you can't prove it? You know. So instead of guessing, I just asked. During our one-on-ones, I said, is everything good? Any feedback for me? And the response was, you're meeting expectations, but we need someone to go above and beyond. I said, okay, could you unpack that and help me understand what that actually looks like? The manager explained, and I began to take notes. Then I asked, what are my options? The manager said, you can improve or find another opportunity internally. I said, I'll approve. But internally, I already knew it was time to move on. So I applied for another role. I interviewed extremely well, made it to the final round. Then I got the call from the hiring manager. Unfortunately, Ed, we cannot move forward with you in your application because you've been written up. I said, are you sure? Because I've never been written up before, family. So I was confused. So I walked into the meeting and with my manager, and I saw it immediately. It was a beige folder sitting on the desk. The conversation started nice, then shifted. The manager said, Edward. In my head, I'm thinking, family, I know something is up. Then the manager started listing tasks I supposedly didn't complete. I stayed calm, I stayed quiet, I stayed composed because I already knew the truth. They asked, do you have a response? Oh boy, I do. I turned my laptop around, showed the schedule, everything was completed, then shifted to, why didn't you communicate that to me? So once again, I turned the laptop around, I showed the emails, the status report, and the time stamp. Then it shifted again. Someone said, you didn't involve them. My question was, who said that? Okay. That doesn't even matter. The manager said, I want you to understand this. You were put on a performance improvement plan. What is a performance improvement plan? I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never experienced it. See, in that moment when the manager gave me what a performance improvement plan is, I made a decision in that moment. I'm going to complete every single thing on this list, not for them, but for me. And while I was doing that, one day in the break room, another manager walked up to me and said, do you want to come work for my team? I didn't ask no question. I said yes. And right then, that's when my performance improvement plan was coming to an end. I walked into a new opportunity, a new environment, new leadership. And only that was when I realized I wasn't being rejected. I was actually being redirected. Principle number one, when the narrative keeps changing, the outcome has already been decided. See, family, when feedback keeps shifting, it's no longer about performance. It's about positioning. Why is this important? You have to stop wasting energy trying to fix something that was never clearly defined. Experiment with these actionable tips. Track every expectation and change in direction. Next one, ask for clarity in writing when feedback shifts. Here's my professional advice, family. Recognizing patterns early. Don't fight for clarity in the system that benefits from confusion. Family, I've had to learn this lesson over and over again. This is why I can speak to it so boldly. I understand the importance to learn. See, when you recognize that, you don't react. You just kind of adjust. Principle number two, silence in conflict is a strategy, not a weakness. See, not every moment requires a response. Some just require awareness. Why is this important? Silence allows you to observe the full picture before actually, watch this, family, stepping in. See, I want you to experiment with these actionable tips. Pause before responding in high pressure moments. Next one, listen for inconsistencies instead of reacting emotionally. Here's my professional advice. Silence is powerful when it's intentional. Use it to gather, not to withdraw. Again, use it to gather, not to withdraw. And when you're silent with intention, you kind of start gaining control. Principle number three, composure in confrontation is its own kind of power. I like that, family. See, staying calm when challenged shows strength. You're not being passive. Why is that important? People remember how you carry yourself under pressure more than what will ever come out your mouth, period. So experiment with these actual tips. Slow your speech during conflict. Next one, keep your tone steady even when challenged. Here's my professional advice. Control your presence because it's going to speak louder in your defense. And once you're composed, you can choose how to respond. Principle number 4, respond with execution, not emotion. See, action always outperforms reaction. That's a shout right there, family, because this is going to get good to me. The reason why I say that is because a lot of times we want to respond with emotion to prove we are right. And it may be coming off as that we are so excited to prove that we're right. It can be looked as a defensive mechanism. Okay, I'll stop because this is starting to get too good. Why is this important? Execution builds credibility even in difficult environments. Here's some actual tips I'd love for you to experiment with. Focus on completing deliverables instead of arguing perception. How many times have we argued perception? Hey, you're wrong. No, this was done. This complete the deliverable. Next one, document outcomes consistently. Here's my professional advice, family. Let your work speak before your words ever can and will. And when you execute, you build something deeper than approval. Principle number 5, self-respect is the reason you complete the PIP, which is the performance improvement plan. You didn't finish it for validation. You finish it for your own standard. Why is this important? Self-respect ensures you leave strong regardless of the situation. Here's some actual tips I'd love for you to experiment with. Finish what you start, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's unfair, even when you know you are in the right, even when you know this is definitely something that should have showed up at your doorstep and rung the doorbell, but it's there and now we must handle it. Next one, set personal standards higher than external expectations. Here's my professional advice. Your name is attached to the work. My recommendation is protect it at all costs. And that mindset changes how you see growth. Principle number 6, improvement is never wasted, even on a job you're leaving. See, growth follows you, not the environment. Again, growth follows you, not the environment. Why is this important? Every skill you sharpen becomes an asset in your next opportunity. Every skill you sharpen becomes an availability that you can use in your next opportunity. I keep remixing it because I want you to understand it's important not to get caught up in the situation, to look past the situation, but go back and get what you learned from the situation. I love what they talk about of having that rear view mirror approach to life, meaning yes, when we're driving, we're going to look in the rearview mirror, but we don't stay there too long or else we may hit something. So we must keep our eyes out the front windshield and then look in the rearview to understand what we've been through and what we came through. Here's some actionable tips. Focus on learning, not just surviving. Next one, reflect on what you gained, not just what you endured. Here's my professional advice. Extract value from every situation, even the most challenging, the most incrediblest environments, because there's going to pay off in the long run. And when you keep growing, opportunities start to notice. Principle number 7, opportunities show up when you're still doing the work. Consistency creates visibility. Why is that important? You can predict when the next door opens, but you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot control if you're not ready. Meaning, if you're not ready for the opportunity, then how can you control the opportunity? So you must stay forward, keep a forward mindset because you want to be ready for the next opportunity, because that is something you can control if you prepare for it. Here's my actionable tip. Stay consistent even when motivation drops. Next one, and this is very important one. We must maintain professionalism in every environment that we're in. Here's my professional advice. Opportunity doesn't find potential. Finds preparation. And when that opportunity shows up, you have to trust yourself. Principle number 8, this time around, I need you to trust yourself. The biggest lesson wasn't about the situation. It was about the belief. The belief that they told me I wasn't good enough. The belief that they told me that I couldn't do it. The belief that they told you weren't good enough. See, this is all about breaking these limited beliefs that people externally put on ourselves. But it's up to us internally to dig inside of ourselves and pull out that belief to know that nothing just happens. Because if we believe that nothing just happens, that means that this is just part of the journey. This is one of those stops that I have to make, but I don't plan to be here too long. Why is this important? Self-trust is what carries you through uncertainty. So I ask you to experiment with these actionable tips. Make decisions without waiting for validation. Next one, reflect on past moments where your instincts were right. We call it spidey senses. Professional advice for you, family. Confidence is built by honing your own voice. And only when you finally trust yourself, everything changes. Here's the truth, family. A lot of times you think you're being rejected, but you're actually being redirected. And I know it doesn't feel good in the moment. And I know that you are frustrated. I know that you want to give up. I get all of those feelings because I have experienced it and I'll probably experience it again. But sometimes that situation is pushing you towards something bigger, something better, an opportunity that will bring out what that other environment cannot bring out of you, which is growth. So stop asking why it's happening to you. And you need to ask a better question. Where is this going to take you? I'll leave you with this. And I ask this of you. This time, I need you to trust yourself. If you're new to the episode, I go by the name of ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, that just simply means Ed. Until next time.